Okay, so we start with a normal square. Each side is equal. We're going to say side length x, or all x, and each angle is 90 degrees. Basic square. Now if we split this square in half by its diagonals, we end up with a right isosceles triangle. I'll just draw it down here so we can use it for later. So these two sides are the original square sides. This angle is the angle from the square. And because we split it evenly down the diagonals, these two 90-degree angles were also split evenly. Therefore, these two angles are 45 degrees. Now, if we're looking for the hypotenuse of this triangle, we'll be using the Pythagorean theorem, that's what it's called, which would be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. In this situation, both of these x's are going to be a and b. Because they're equal, it's easy, but yeah, we'll say this is a, this is b. And of course, this is c. So this becomes x squared plus x squared equals c squared. Remember that c is our hypotenuse in this situation. X plus x is just 2x, and because the exponent is equal, we can add them together. So it becomes 2x squared equals c squared. Now, to solve this equation, we need to get rid of the exponent, but because we don't have numbers and we can't simply square them, we have to take the square root of each of these to eliminate that. So we come to square root of 2x squared equals c. So if we redraw our happy little triangle, that's a very bad triangle, we're going to make a different one. That's a better triangle. So we got side x, x, and of course a, b, and c. This will now be the square root of 2x squared. 2x squared. Hold on, did I do this right? Yes, this works. Now then. Sorry. If we now substitute in number for these x's, let's say 1, for example. Going back up here, it would be 1 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. 1 squared is just 1, so it would be 1 plus 1 equals c squared. 2 equals c squared. Once again, we would have to... Let's write this out. That would be easier. So 1 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. So 1 squared plus 1 squared is simply 2 equals c squared. We have to take the square root of those once again, and we get c equals the square root of 2. So in a situation that you have a right isosceles triangle with the angles of 45, then and these side lengths are both 1, then the hypotenuse will be the square root of 2. And this pattern works up no matter what side length the x's are. So the simple rule to remember with right isosceles triangles is the hypotenuse so C, hypotenuse, is equal to x square roots of 2. If x was 2, the hypotenuse would be 2 square roots of 2. If x was 3, it would be 3 square roots of 2, and so on and so forth. I think that about covers it. Yeah. Great.